And I'm glad to hear that you really work on that as a family. So something we're going to implement a little bit more. So great. Thanks for that. So related to the topic of health, right? Because I'm really focused on this and I find it really important. And I hope more and more fathers are going into the same direction. Now, here is where I struggle even more. As I told you, it's really hot here. The sun is coming out. And my kids, thank God, they want to go to the playground and play with their friends, which I find amazing because what you mentioned also is kind of a standard, no? Kids sitting in front of the TV, playing their PlayStation or watching for like 4 hours straight and not doing anything. And so I want them to go out there. Now, here comes my challenge. I want my kids to eat healthy as much as they can. I'm not going to say they don't eat candy because they do. We're not saints. However, there are parents out there that go into the park every single day and they bring candy, chips, and all kinds of stuff every single day, which means that my kids will be surrounding them. And the good thing is the other kids share, so that's great. But that means that my kids will be eating that crap every single day too, and that kind of frustrates me. And I have no idea how to respond to that or just let it go. So I was wondering what your thought is on that.
So you're a man with 2 kids and I'm a man with 4. So maybe my tolerance is a bit higher, because there's certain, because if I battle on everything, I'll be battling all the time. Right. My view of it is, sleepovers, birthdays, going to the park for a picnic, you just hanging out with your friends. Like, yeah, let them be kids. Let them be kids. When they're in your house and they're having breakfast and dinner, then it's like, hey, before you grab a piece of chocolate for dessert, have an apple or have broccoli. Luckily my 10-year-old, he loves broccoli. He will choose broccoli over French fries, which blows my mind. And I try not to make a big deal of it when he does it because I'm like, oh my God, do I say anything? Like he's just doing it on his own. I'll just let him do it, And then same thing, he'll choose a fruit cup over French fries, which is like, man, that's awesome. Now, if he's at a birthday party and there's pizza, man, eat pizza. If you're at a park and all these kids are eating suckers, eat suckers. It's like you just let them be kids. But when we're all as a family, like the rules are different. We're not on a playground. You're not with your friends. Like we're going to enjoy. You can have something that's not healthy during dinner, but you have to have a fruit or a vegetable. And we prefer clean protein sources as well, but they're not always going to do that. And it makes dinners more enjoyable as long as I can sneak in like high potency, healthy foods in their body here and there, but still allow them to be a kid. Then I think you've won. I mean, because I think even as a healthy adult, my wife and I, we eat right, but we allow ourselves two to 3 cheat meals a week. We follow the 80-20 rule. If we want to go out and have dessert when we're having dinner one night, we're going to eat dessert. If we want to have pizza with our kids on Friday night, and it's the worst pizza for you ever, we're going to have pizza with the kids. It's just, you got to have the balance.
Exactly. I love what you said about you don't have to battle every single fight. You have to battle every single issue that comes up. That's I'm going to put that in my mind and work on that and not worry about it. Brilliant. That's going to help me out a lot. Thanks for that, Larry. I really appreciate that. So yeah, 8:00. As I said, I don't want to keep you too long. I really appreciate this, Larry. It was really educational, a wonderful and fun interview. We laughed tons. So I really want to thank you for that. Now, just in case if there's people out there that want to connect with you, that have even some more questions, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I answer every single email that I get. So you can always email me at larry@gooddadproject.com. As far as everything that I do is at gooddadproject.com. That's where the podcast is. If you want more information on the Alliance and what we do there, that's our Elite Brotherhood. There's a tab in there for that too. You can go to gooddadproject.com/alliance if you want to check out what we do. As far as, but yeah, you can just send me an email. You can find me on Facebook. I'm not too picky about who I connect with on Facebook. Women, I don't really accept friendships from women too much. Especially women I know, of course, but not women I don't know. I usually just delete those. But men usually, as long as you don't look like a complete psycho, or you're part of ISIS, then I usually accept any and all friendships. So yeah, and then we have a big group on Facebook called the Dad Edge Group. If you just search Dad Edge Group, Real Dads with Purpose, there's two different Dad Edge groups. There's Dad Edge Alliance, which that's our membership community. We don't allow just anyone in there. That's our membership platform. The Dad Edge, Real Dads with Purpose. If you want to follow us on social media and have better conversations with men, because we use that as a way to have better conversations with men, because we talk about those 5 dimensions constantly. So that's where you can find me.
Nice, excellent, and I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna make a little recommendation to other fathers out there, because this is your book. I got this, and I think I wrote you about it, and I just want to tell everybody, every father out there. My kid's 5. I live in Spain, so they speak Spanish, but we also work sometimes either 2 days a week or 4 days a week, complete days of English. So I read this bedtime story, and man, the first time I read this story, the response from my oldest son was absolutely wow, out of this world, heartwarming. And he hugged me, he kissed me, he got really, like, it felt like we connected just by reading this bedtime story. So I really want to appreciate it. Thank you for this. And I want to recommend this to every single father out there to get this book and read this at least one time a week for their children.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Not to cut you off, but I have a funny story behind the book. So, my 10-year-old, he's the one who's kind of relentless, right? And he'll push you to do things. And I was reading him, I think it was I Will Always Love You, which is a story about a mother who loves her son, and there's a big story about it. It's a classic. It's been around forever. So I used to read that to my kids, and they're like, "Why are you reading us a mom book?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I feel the same way that the mom does in this book. There's no dad books out there." And my 10-year-old looked at me. He punched me in the arm, and he goes, "Why don't you write one then? You've already written one. Why don't you write one?" And I'm like, "It's a good point. Like, okay, now I got to do it. Now I'm committed." But I wrote that book not only for kids. I wrote it more for the fathers. Believe it or not. I wrote it more because the things in that book were the things that a father really, really feels, but have a very hard time saying because it doesn't come to mind usually. Or if it does, we don't want to come across as soft. And not the book, then the book will not make you look soft. It makes you look actually really strong, because that's the thing is you always love and protect, right? But it's an emotional book for dads too. I mean, because it does illustrate that love for that kid, and the kid really feels it when they're being read to. And plus, it's bears. Who doesn't like bears? If you're a kid, every kid likes bears, right?
Exactly. Well, as I said, I really appreciate this book. We're reading it twice a week. My kids love it. They ask for it now, which is cool. So yeah, I'm very happy with this book, and it's helping us out a lot. So thank you for that. So Larry, thanks again. Let's stay in touch. I missed like 3 questions, as I said. I had tons of questions more, so who knows in the future? It'll be an honor for me, definitely. For now, and to everybody out there, I hope you learned just as much as I did, and hopefully we'll see each other in the next live interview.
That sounds great.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.